Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha Kwadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity, and also peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to read over the law here in the book of Exodus chapter 22. And I wanted to read the whole chapter, but I'm going to make it into a two-part series because there's a lot of commandments in this chapter. But I wanted to read over this and just break it down to the spirit and show you the balance, the righteousness, the fairness of the Most High God laws. Okay? And Lord willing, you brothers and sisters are edified. So starting here in Exodus chapter 22 and verse 1, it reads, "If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep." Now, just knowing this commandment alone, it will make you think twice about stealing a sheep, all right, first and foremost, or an ox, because you would have to restore 5 oxen for 1 stolen ox and 4 sheep for 1 stolen sheep. Now, if you're stealing an ox or a sheep, obviously you ain't got no ox and a sheep. So that will make you think twice, man. And also, according to the law, if you can't restore what you have stolen, you would have to be sold into slavery until your debt is paid off, man. And I'm going to read that as I read along in the scriptures, all right? That's the seriousness of stealing, okay? You would have to repay double, all right, back to the person that you stole it from, man. Now, verse 2 says, "If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him." Now, this is talking about a thief coming and stealing in the nighttime, okay? Because that's when a thief usually strikes, during the night. And the law says, if he be found breaking up and he be smitten, meaning he gets smote, that he die, the person who put him to death, all right, which is, probably, the owner of the house, he shall be guiltless, in other words. But it says in verse 3, if the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. Meaning what? If he's stealing and get caught in the daytime and you kill him, then you're guilty for killing that man. Because if he's caught in the daytime, he has that choice of restoring back your items. And the law says this, it says, for he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. So that man has the opportunity, all right, who stole something from you in the daytime, to restore back what he stole. But if he can't restore it, then he would have to be sold into slavery for his theft, man. He would have to, pay his full debt off through working, through slavery, man. Okay, for an Israelite. That's the righteousness of the law. So just reading these first few commandments alone, all right, will make you think twice about stealing something, man. Because there's some consequences behind it. All right. And the law teaches us not to steal anyway. Okay. It says in verse 4, it says, if the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. Once again, this will make you think twice about stealing, man. Okay. Verse 5 says, if a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field, right, which is, a petty low down thing to do. Take your beast into another man's field, and you eating up this man's crops. it says, of the best of his own field and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. Right. So the man who took his beast into another man's field and let his beast eating of that man's crops, he had to go back to his field and get the best of what he got and give it back to that man. That's fair. That's balance. That's righteousness. Okay? It says in verse 6, if fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. Right. If you set a man's field on fire, whatever it was that caught on fire, you got to restore it, man. So that would make you be careful about setting fires around people. Make you be, circumspect, man. Because you got to restore somebody's field, right? Somebody's land. That's a hell of a price, man. It says, verse 7, if a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to be kept, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. Right. Once again, if you stealing somebody's stuff, man, and you get found out, you got to pay double for what you stole. And clearly you can't pay double because you steal it. You're going to be sold as a slave, man. All right. It says, if the theft be not found, right? If the stuff be not found that was, given unto the neighbor, it says, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have put his hand unto his neighbor's good, right? Because then it's like, okay, if a thief didn't come in and steal my stuff that I gave you, then who took it? Not the master of the house, or the head of the house. He had to be brought forth to the judges to see what happened to the man's stuff. Because clearly somebody got it. It says, verse 9, for all manner of trespass, whether it be of ox, or be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challenges to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. Right. Somebody gonna have to pay for the man's stuff who's missing. Okay. And more, and more than likely, it's the master of the house, man. Because you are responsible for that man's goods. Okay. So that's all I read here in these first couple of verses, man. Lord willing, I'll be back with a part 2 soon through the Spirit. I hope and pray you brothers and sisters are edified. Shalom.